Mokeruge gadia, ajin gadia. Mokeruge gadia, aram gadia. Rusa negeru ya bete saka mama beka. Niksa negenya ya beka sata mama beka. Mokeruge gadia, ajin gadia. Mokeruge gadia.
I had not forgotten the last year's invitation by Arunachal. Throughout the year, it was at the back of my mind. I was desperate to visit Arunachal again. I started getting a feeling as if I belonged to Arunachal. I had lost the charm in this routine city life. What was happening to me? And why to me? I blamed it on the scorpion bite. In my last trip, somewhere in this northeastern forest, I had experienced a bite by different type of a scorpion. This bite was not at all painful, but the symptoms were totally strange. Yes, this scorpion bite must have been the precise reason. I must have fallen in love with the northeastern forest. Day by day, the poison was spreading all over the body. This separation was becoming unbearable. I became desperate. One day, this pull became so strong that I had to surrender myself to this force. The poison took its toll. I lost the consciousness and felt as if I am in the air, full of joy and happiness. My journey towards the beloved land had started. People say that it was due to the flight which took off for Dibrugarh on 14th of November 2004. Anyway, important thing for me was that I was going towards northeast. I experienced a warm welcome at Vivekananda Center. I met Sri Rupesh ji. Within next hour, we started for Mio. Informal talk with Rupesh ji added many things to my knowledge. It was about religion, culture, proposed international road, deforestation, migration, and many more things. Somewhere on this route, I was left behind. In this divine land, words like I, me, my are major obstacles. With one halt at Krasang, we reached Mio. Rupesh ji introduced me to a wildlife enthusiast, Mr. Fufla Singpho. Everybody called him La. La means second eldest brother in the family. We talked to each other as if we knew each other for ages. La provided a very good support within Mio. Mio seems to be a heaven for moth watchers. Around La's house, I observed many moths. These moths had varied colors, patterns, and textures. Even though I could not identify most of them, I enjoyed the beauty. La's mother prayed for my safety and success. With her blessings, I started my way inside Namdapha National Park. Road was beautiful and beyond description. Here I realized the inadequacy of expression. On the way, beautiful birds like Sultan Tit, red-headed trogon, forktail, and many others escorted us. Road was tough and it was full test of driver's skill. By any crude definition, this path could not have been qualified to be a road. Now we were well inside the park. Thick forest covered all the dimensions. I had entered the animal kingdom. Huge green patches on the way made me realize my real size. I was just like a small dot in the forest. By evening we reached Deban Forest Guest House. This guest house is powered by solar energy. Here one realizes how much energy we waste under the name of modernization in our day-to-day life. This need and greed for more and more energy is swallowing the forests under huge hydroelectric projects. The panorama of Namdapha Sanctuary area from Deban is simply amazing. If we face towards this west shaft forest, then right side of the wedge is marked by Dihing river and left by Deban Nala. This is a unique multidimensional forest. The conventional third dimension spreads from 400 meters to 4000 meters of altitude. And for the fourth dimension of biodiversity, you need to have a closer look. The biodiversity of Namdapha marks unique combination of Hoolock gibbon and large cats like tiger, leopard, snow leopard and clouded leopard. On the first day at Deban, I got up early. I was eager to start the trail. Preparations involved photography equipment, reference books, and most important thing, a leech guard. This was an important protection against leeches. I was ready for the day. Japang Wangshu was going to be with me. First part of the trail was to cross deep water of Dihing river through the boat. This river looked small but had a tremendous force. The boat travelled in a diagonal direction and reached the other bank slightly downstream. This walk through the sand in the riverbed was a bit difficult, but forest on the other bank was inviting us. It took a lot of time to reach Deban Nala. Nala bed was spread over few hundred meters. The water was not deep, but not shallow too. Cold but powerful water stream in the center was pulling us downstream. Balancing on the rounded and smooth stones was very difficult. Reaching other side of Deban Nala made me really happy. Now meeting this beloved land was just few steps away. I was entering the treasure island. This time, the tour was dedicated for butterflies of Northeast. Slowly we approached entry, and I was really shocked. The entry itself was blocked by a beautiful butterfly with long tails. I could not decide whether to see the colors, take the photographs, or refer to books for identification. It took almost a minute to be out of this dilemma. I clicked and simply kept on watching through the camera lens till it became active again. It was a red imperial. The day's account was opened with a golden check. The very next step introduced me to this small butterfly with a big name, straight-banded tree brown. Can you see something like a small earthworm in the right bottom corner of the frame? This was my first encounter with a leech. These leeches were going to escort me throughout these trails in the northeast. Every next step was introducing beautiful butterflies. The vacated campsites by tribes were the great spots for watching butterflies. This wizard butterfly also was present in the crowd on the rotten stuff. Air was moist and weather was cool. I observed that moisture was trapped in this air. These were the signs of life forest. Like any other organism, this forest was able to maintain its body temperature. Continuously this sound was in the background. But I was not able to see the source. We just sat patiently for a few minutes. For the first time, I could see the small source behind this loud sound. A male Hoolock gibbon was crossing from one tree to another. A great master performed his ballet for next 10-15 minutes. Most of the pieces were composed with a rhythm of 8 beats. At a right moment, master used to switch momentarily to 7 beats as 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. We enjoyed this performance with breaks till end of the day. I was not equipped with required camping arrangement. So now it was time to return back. By now, Japang had also developed an interest in the butterflies. Japang Wangchu, a Mahavatin past, was an interesting guide and a friend. He belonged to Tirap district of eastern Arunachal. By the end of the day, influence of this land made us look more alike. Second day we were on Vijayanagar route. This Vijayanagar is India's last village towards Myanmar border. It was just on 7 days walking distance from here. Large yeomen and common yeomen were very common on this route. I never noticed how hours were passed in observing these butterflies. On the way, we saw Malayan giant squirrel, hoary-bellied squirrel, and many other birds. Such eco-friendly water points on the way proved to be a good lunch spots for us. At the same time, we took care not to contaminate this land with plastic or any other so-called civilized material. The remaining day was again through great evergreen patches. By the end of the second day, my list had grown really big. There was much more to my account other than the list. The experience of last 2 days was beyond any description. It was a lifetime and unforgettable experience. This was my third and last day in Namdafa. Nobody knows what is hidden inside this rich forest. There are few areas at greater heights like Dafa Bom where only army people have gone, and that too very less number of times. So how could I hope to see everything in just 3 days? Even after many visits, most of the things would remain unseen. There were evidences of other mammals too. In fact, the day before, I had just missed a sighting of Himalayan bear. The tribal people had seen it just 50 meters away from us. Last day in Namdafa also proved to be great for me. This dark Judy simply posed for a photograph. I took pictures from all sides. It seemed to be a professional model. It was not at all scared. But it did not happen every time. Most of the butterflies on the way were new to me and could not be identified at all. Only about 100 and odd were collected and identified. Diversity of Namdafa was simply amazing. This complete day was dominated by punchinello butterflies. Everywhere on the trail, punchinellos were majority. Second half of the last day was not that sunny. It started giving the symptoms of rain. On the first day itself, Japang had warned me about leeches. Leeches sense this climate and explode in number. Anyway, it was time to return back to Mio. By afternoon, I left Namdafa with great satisfaction. On the way back, I met these Lishu tribal people. After 3 days of walk, they had reached Deban and were asking for lift to Mio. They were very friendly with me. These people have migrated from Myanmar. I reached Mio by sunset. Next day, I started back for Kharsang. Huloks were saying goodbye. Slowly these calls also vanished. At Kharsang VKV school, I was happy to be in my favorite profession of teaching. It gave me a good opportunity to interact with the local students. I preferred open air classes. Even at Kharsang school, my list of butterflies and film counter kept on increasing. After Kharsang, one part of journey was over. This land had given me a lot. I thank this land for treating me so special. Return journey was through different vehicles across Assam. Assam is a homeland of Bodos and many other communities. Girls in these communities have magic in their voice. This land keeps on eagerly waiting for Bihu festival.